But first to a different kind of drama starting up in a city to Boston's north, Lawrence, Massachusetts. The mayoral election is in full swing, featuring a blast from the past, and it's shaping up to be downright Shakespearean. Adam Riley has more.
Back in 2013, Dan Rivera told Lawrence voters that the controversies dogging then-Mayor William Lantigua were holding their city back.
When you can't get industry to come in here and talk to you because you're toxic, you can't get state and federal leaders to come and take a picture with you or bring a check for any special program, that's a problem for us.
The argument worked. That fall, Rivera ousted Lantigua by a scant 81 votes. 4 years later, he's seeking re-election and says that under his watch, Lawrence is clearly making progress.
There's leadership now. There's not tomfoolery. There's not corruption. It's not a backwater third world country being run by somebody who's crazy.
Rivera touts upgrades to the city's credit rating, 23 new cops, and $200 million in new development. But some big-name critics dispute that rosy picture, including William Lantigua. After his loss, Lantigua spent time in Florida and the Dominican Republic. But now he's back in the city he used to run, trying to reclaim his old job.
This is my hometown. This is where my love is. The outcry of the people, the call of the people never stop. And that's why we are here. He has not done what he promised to do.
The focus of Lantigua's challenge is crime, which he says has grown markedly worse since Rivera took over.
It's scary. It's as worse as it's never been. The discontent, the fearness that people feel, it's bad.
Lantigua seems a bit mellower than he used to be, but judging from the response he got during our interview, his populist appeal abides.
La familia.
Lantigua may not be the only option for voters who don't like the status quo. So far, 4 others have pulled papers to run, including City Councilor Modesto Maldonado, who's making a law and order pitch of his own.
Crime has increased substantially. The drug distribution and transactions take place on a daily basis. We are in danger of losing control of our city.
Maldonado is a former Lantigua ally, but today he says the ex-mayor abandoned Lawrence after his ouster.
Obviously, he wasn't here. He returned to the country recently, and I have been here taking the heat for the past 3 years.
Also in the mayoral mix, Jorge Jaime, who used to be Lantigua's parks foreman, physician Alcibiades Acosta, and police officer William Green, who sparred publicly with Rivera and the Lawrence PD for years.
As Dan runs for re-election, you could believe him, or you could say enough is enough.
For his part, Rivera acknowledges that crime is a concern, but he blames the opioid epidemic gripping the state and says if his predecessor were still in charge, things would be worse.
Bringing William Lantigua back would be the worst thing we could possibly do.
Adam Riley joins us now. What were the major allegations against Lantigua? Did anything stick? I don't remember.
Well, remember there was that garbage truck from the fleet of the company that was doing trash pickup for Lawrence that mysteriously made its way to Lantigua's hometown in the Dominican Republic. That actually landed his former chief of staff in jail. Lantigua was sued by Martha Coakley when she was the AG for campaign finance violations. He was never indicted.
He resigned from the legislature.
He resigned from the legislature when he became mayor because there was a big hue and cry over him doing both jobs. But he points out, and he's right, he was never convicted of a crime.
Speaking of crime, do the allegations that crime is up dramatically, are they legit or
The
no?
numbers, to my layman's eye, are pretty ambiguous. I was looking at them earlier. Some crimes are on the way down. Some crimes are ticking up slightly since Rivera took office. And if you compare them to Lantigua's final years, some of them are better, some of them are worse. So I don't think it's clear-cut either way.
Are all 6 of these guys making the ballot?
If they want to, I think they'll be able to, because the bar is really, really low.
What is the bar?
It takes 250 signatures. They got to get them by August, which they could probably do in their sleep. So if they decide they want to run, they'll be in. And there's rumors that more candidates may get.
You and I could run for 250
Let's do it.
signatures.
I'm in.
Why not? Adam, it's good to see you.
Thanks, Jim.